Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. We have already covered the Fourier sine transform and its inverse transform, and also Fourier cosine transform and the inverse Fourier cosine transform. Today we will see some problems on Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform. Let us see the first question, that is the Fourier cosine transform of f of x, where f of x equal to 1 when modulus of x is less than 1 and the function value is 0 when the value is mod x is greater than 1. Okay, modulus of x is greater than 1. We know that the Fourier cosine representation, here I am writing the Fourier cosine transform fc of k, here I am writing this will be equal to 2 by pi whole root over into integration over 0 to infinite f of x into cosine kx into dx. This is the Fourier cosine representation. Now you can see that in this question this f of x varies from the modulus of x is less than 1 or this modulus of x is greater than 1. So from this integration 0 to infinite I can write this integration as 0 to 1 and then it varies from 1 to infinite. Now I am writing it here again, taking 2 by pi root over common. This will be 0 to 1 integration f of x into cos kx into dx plus the integration from 1 to infinite f of x into cosine kx dx, cos kx into dx. Okay, again the bracket is closed. You can see that this we have simply just from the integration 0 to infinite we have splitted this into 0 to 1 and 1 to infinite. Now if I will put the value of f of x here in this 0 to 1 limit, when this value is less than 1, you can see that here the value is 1. It means that when the integration value is 0 to 1, that is x lies between 0 to 1, in that case the function value is 1. And in case of when modulus of x is greater than 1, when x value is larger than 1, in that case the function will goes to 0. So if I put this value here, then what will happen? Let us see. Now this will be equal to, since 0 into cosine case, this will goes to 0. So the total term goes to 0. This total term goes to 0. The second term, here I am writing for second term goes to 0 and the first term will remain as it is, that will be root over 2 by pi integration over 0 to 1. In place of f of x, if I will put 1, this will be cosine kx into dx. Now I have to integrate for cosine kx dx. You know the integration, here I am writing first 2 by pi root over, this is constant. The integration for cosine kx is sine kx, and again this will be divided by k, and the limiting value varies from 0 to 1. Now if I put the value of x in x here, then this will be equal to, first I have to write 2 by pi into root over 2 by pi root over into sine k into 1. That is, we have to first put the upper limit, then the lower limit, and 1 by k is taken common. So this will be sine k minus sine k into 0 for the lower limit minus sine k into 0, that will be sine 0, and sine 0 is again 0. So this will be equal to root over 2 by pi root over sine k by k, sine k divided by k. Okay, so now I can say that this is the Fourier transform of this function. For this function, the Fourier cosine transform is root over 2 by pi sine k divided by k. Now we can also, by taking this Fourier transform, we can also calculate the inverse cosine transform. Now we have to show that the Fourier inverse cosine transform of the previous question is f of x equal to 2 by pi integration over 0 to infinite sin k cosine kx divided by k into dk. So we have to prove the function. The function will be this much. That is what we have calculated in the Fourier cosine transform. That is, here you can see that we have calculated the Fourier cosine transform is root over 2 by pi sin k by k. Now I have to consider this function and then I have to calculate the inverse cosine transform. Okay, so let me take this function fc of k equal to root over 2 by pi sin k by k here. So we have given that the Fourier cosine transform is root over 2 by pi into sin k divided by k. Sin k divided by k. So by considering this, we have to calculate f of x equal to this much. We have to show that this will be this much. F of x will be equal to this much. We know that Fourier inverse cosine transform, that is f of x, we can write, this is our formula, we can write f of x equal to 2 by pi. I think you can remember this is equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite the Fourier cosine transform. This is fc of k into this will be cosine kx. Since this is the function of k, here we have to write dk. Okay, now this is our formula. Okay, this is our formula. Now I have to substitute fc of k, that is the Fourier cosine transform here. So this will be equal to f of x will be equal to, here I am writing, f of x will be equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite. In place of fck I am writing root over of 2 by pi sin k divided by k into cosine kx into dk. Okay. Now this 2 by pi is your constant, root over 2 by pi. So multiplying this, then this will becomes 2 by pi into integration over 0 to infinite sin k into cosine kx divided by k into dk. Now you can see here we have proved this, that is 2 by pi integration over 0 to infinite sin k into cosine kx divided by k into dk. So you have to solve in this way. Now the next question is, find the Fourier cosine and sine transform of exponential minus ax where a is a positive integer. Let us see how to solve this. First of all, let me write the Fourier cosine transform. We know Fourier cosine transform can be written as fc of k can be written as, this will be root over 2 by pi integration over 0 to infinite f of x into cosine kx into dx, cosine kx into dx. And here this f of x is nothing but, here f of x is exponential minus ax, here f of x is exponential minus ax. So if I put this f of x equal to exponential minus ax, then this will be equal to root over of 2 by pi integration over 0 to infinite exponential minus ax into cosine kx into dx. Okay, cosine kx into dx. And similarly for the Fourier sine transform, I can write here fs of k equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite f of x into sin kx into dx. These are the basic formula which you have to remember. So this will be equal to 2 by pi root over, again integration over 0 to infinite. In place of f of x I have to write exponential minus x, because we have to calculate the Fourier transform of exponential minus x. This is for cosine as well as Fourier sine transform into again sin kx into dx. So here we have written the Fourier cosine transform expression and for the Fourier sine transform expression. Now if I write fc of k plus iota fs of k, then this will be equal to here I am writing from this expression fc of k equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite exponential minus ax into cosine kx into dx plus for this I into fsk, what can I write? Plus iota in place of fsk I can write 2 by pi root over into integration over 0 to infinite exponential minus ax into sin kx into dx. Okay. Now I can see that if I will take common, that is root over 2 by pi is taken common, so this will be equal to 2 by pi root over, and again I am taking common, that is integration over 0 to infinite exponential minus ax is also taken common. So the remaining term will be cosine kx in the first term plus iota in the second term into sin kx, and then bracket close, dx is also taken common. I can write like this. So this will be, this bracketed term is nothing but exponential iota into kx. So this will be equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite exponential minus ax into exponential iota kx into dx. Okay. Now if I will combine this exponential term, so this will be equal to 2 by pi root over integration over 0 to infinite exponential, it can be written as, if I will take common minus sign also, this will be a minus iota into k whole into x into dx. Okay. Now let us do the integration. This will be equal to 2 by pi root over exponential, this much integration will be exponential minus a minus ik whole into x divided by the coefficient of x, that will be minus whole into a minus ik, and this limiting value varies from 0 to infinite. So if I put the upper limit here, you can see that in place of x, if I put infinite, then this will be 1 by, this will be exponential minus of something into x. It can be written as 1 by exponential something into x. So if I put infinite, so this term will be 1 by infinite, and that term goes to 0 when I put the upper limit. So then similarly, if I put the lower limit, that is 0, then this will be minus of lower limit. So this will be minus of something like this. So 1 by exponential 0 is, that will be 1. So this will be minus 1. So for the lower limit, I have to put the value. This exponential term will goes to minus 1. So this will be equal to root over of 2 by pi. And this, for this term, this will be minus 1. So this minus minus get plus, this will be into 1 by a minus ik. Since a minus ik is present here, I have to just multiply its conjugate, that is a plus ik, in the denominator as well as the numerator. So this will be again equal to, here I am writing for fck plus ifsk. So this will be fc of k plus iota fs of k. This is equal to, you can see that its value is root over 2 by pi into 1 by a minus ik. So this is equal to root over 2 by pi into 1 by a minus ik. Now we have to multiply its conjugate in the denominator as well as the numerator, that is a plus ik. Conjugate means I have to just put the, in place of negative sign, I have to just put the positive sign in the imaginary part. So this will be a plus ik. So this will be equal to 2 by pi root over into a plus iota k divided by, this is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So this will be a square, again minus ik whole square, I square is minus 1. So this will be a square plus k square. Ik whole square is, I square is minus 1. So minus into minus get plus a square plus k square. Now you can separate the two terms, that is the, you can separate the real part as well as the imaginary part. I can write this as 2 by pi root over into a divided by a square plus k square plus iota into 1 by, sorry, iota into this 2 by pi root over 2 by pi root over into k. So this will be k divided by a square plus k square. Now you can see that in the left hand side and on the right hand side I have separated the real term as well as the imaginary term. Now if I will compare this real part with the real part, then our Fourier transform, Fourier cosine transform of the function, this function exponential minus x, this will be root over 2 by pi into a by a square plus k square. So here I am writing the Fourier cosine transform of k is equal to 2 by pi root over into a by a square plus k square. Okay, a square plus k square, k square. This is the Fourier cosine transform. Similarly, if I will compare the sine term, this imaginary part with this imaginary part, then we will get the Fourier sine transform. So fs of k will be equal to root over of 2 by pi, this will be root over of 2 by pi into k divided by a square plus k square. Okay, so this is our final expression. So you can also prove in this way. In the previous question we have just calculated, in this formula we have just substituted and consecutively we have solved the integration part, and after that we have calculated the Fourier cosine transform as well as the Fourier inverse cosine transform. But in this case when you are calculating for Fourier cosine and Fourier sine transform, so you can solve in this way. This is all for today. Try to solve some more questions on this Fourier cosine and sine transform. Thank you for watching the video. Jai Jagannath.